Farming copper is not hard. It may seem hard at first, but once you learn how to do it, it's really quite easy. The first thing you need to do is make sure you're wearing the right clothes. The fires scattered throughout the winter zone are just a way of enticing you to make stupid decisions. Do not go to the winter zone unless you have the right clothes. The highest amount of armor that you can wear and stay warm is a fur coat and pants with a tactical hat and boots. This totals at 18 armor, which gives you 53% damage reduction. For some reason, tactical armor has the best warmth rating out of all the normal armor, even SWAT gear. Hard liquor reduces freezing by 80%. Currently, beer and berry tea do not help warm you up, but based on previous changes they've made, I would not be surprised if Last Day on Earth changes in the near future. If this is the first time you are farming the winter zone, or if you just want to have a pleasant experience, I would suggest making sure you bring warm enough clothes so that you don't have to worry about bringing hard liquor. If you use the method that I showed you on how to get fur and oak, you should be able to build the gear you need after 2 trips. Now I imagine that people are going to make videos on the cheapest way to farm copper, and I'm all about doing things on a budget. The whole reason I started this channel 2 months ago was because I could do Bunker Alpha cheaper than anyone else out there, at least at the time. However, I do not recommend trying to do this on a budget, because in my opinion, you can't really do it on a budget. Your fur gear alone excludes the option of this being on a budget. Also, you're going to be traveling a long distance to get there, and you're going to want to bring your military backpack to carry all that stuff back. For those of you who got your first military backpack from the video I showed you, you might not realize that normally it costs all of this to get the resources to craft 1 military backpack. Do not die with your military backpack on. In addition to the military backpack and the fur gear, you'll need to bring 4 to 6 iron pickaxes. Make sure to bring an even number so you don't waste part of one. You can't really do this on a budget, so you don't want to go cheap on your other gear and end up getting yourself killed. I bring 2 to 3 sets of food, a machete, a skull crusher or saw mace or both, and at least half of a gun. If you're actively doing the rest stop, you should have lots of guns with half durability. Bring those so you don't have to use a new one. After you wait the hour it takes to get there, go around the edge. There are 4 to 6 copper deposits in the red zone, and from my experience, 3 to 4 of them are usually on the edges. Once you get the ones on the edge, split up your food items so you don't have any empty spaces, and then click auto. Once you get an idea of the direction, stop auto and start finding your way there. Numb zombies and frozen bloaters each have 10 armor, so damage is reduced by 38%. In addition to that, they heal every time they hit you, which means that if you fight them melee, they will heal at roughly the same rate as a baseball bat does damage. So don't kill them if you don't have to. I'm often able to finish an entire red zone by killing only a couple of wolves, but sometimes you have to kill 1 or 2 to get all the copper, so when you do, I recommend sneaking up on them with your saw mace and then switching to the other one to finish them off, or you can use a gun to finish them off. You never actually have to kill a frozen bloater. They may stay somewhere for a really long time, but they will eventually move and go somewhere else on the map. Now this can take a while, so if you want to kill them, I recommend the shotgun. A lot of people have been really down about the shotgun because we lost the stutter step, but it still works amazing for melee enemies. You just have to run further between shots. After you kill an enemy this way, make sure to switch back to where you have food in your quick slot. Your armor is only at 18, and there are a lot of AI characters with guns, including our friend with the VSS. So don't just run around with a weapon in your quick slot. Also, be aware that AI don't disappear when you exit the zone and come back like they do in the southern zones. There's also a glitch to help fight AI that I learned right after recording this video. I will show it to you guys in my live stream about the winter zones. Toxic abominations can give red tickets, so in my opinion they're worth killing. And the chests are just as good as normal red zones, but you don't have to fight a ton of toxic spitters to get to them, so they're definitely worth getting. After you get all the copper, which you will know because the auto trick will tell you that your inventory is full, and after you've opened all the chests you can find, head over to the yellow zone. Yellow zones have 1 to 3 copper deposits, so I usually use the auto trick from the get-go to tell me where they're at. I open the chests if they're easy to get to, but I don't go searching for them here. Then I head back to the red zone and repeat the process until all my iron pickaxes have been expended. The big one can show up just like any other zones, so if you're going to use energy, I recommend running to the yellow zone and then walking to the red zone. In the end, you should come home with around 45 copper, 40 duct tape, 1 to 2 red tickets, 20 to 40 fur depending on how ambitious you are, and other red zone loot. You can also come home with more guns and fur gear than you started with, depending on how lucky you are with AI players. Once you're home, you get to start the expensive process of making steel. First, you can use your normal furnaces to turn your 45 copper into 9 copper bars. This will take 9 hours and consume 108 coal. Then you can use your new furnace to join 9 copper bars, 9 aluminum bars, 9 iron bars, and 18 coal to make 9 steel bars. This will take 13.5 hours and consume an additional 162 coal. And you can go to bed at night feeling great because you just chopped down 2 entire forests to make 9 steel bars. After all that, you can dream about building 1 level 4 wall eventually. So that's cool. Actually, on a serious note, I think there are 3 things that are worth building. First, I recommend saving 2 of them just in case you ever lose your military backpack. Second, I think it might be worth it to build a few trunks. 5 steel is really expensive, but 10 extra spaces is really nice. Lastly, I recommend building a few fishing rods. Last Day on Earth just announced a new event, and I think we're gonna need a fishing rod for it. Well, that's it guys. I hope that helps. See you next time.